Okay, this is a video to go over just a couple of the problems from the review to hopefully get you unstuck if you're stuck on how to do a particular type of problem. So I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm going to do some of them. If after you watch the video you still have questions, you're more than welcome to send me a message on Canvas, though your quiz is today. So if you catch me at the right time, I might be able to message you back during class. So the first one we're going to do is, well, first of all, number one, all you need to do is take out a GCF. Take out a GCF in each one, and then you'll find that some things cancel. In a problem like number 2, you're going to need to do ABC. Now, since all of these, your A is 1, you simply just find a number that multiplies to be your C, but adds to be your B. So it needs to multiply to be -6, but add to be 5, or -5. So you should have been able to figure out that it is -6 and 1. So just do x minus 6 and x minus 1. On the bottom, we needed a number that multiplies to be -18, but adds to be -3. Okay, should have been able to come up with -6 and 3. So it's x minus 6 and x plus 3. Once you factor, you then can cross out any common factors like the x minus 6 and the x minus 6, and that should leave you with an answer of just x minus 1 over x plus 3. And that's it. The other one that I think might have been a little bit difficult was number 3, because the top part, there's nothing you can do with the top part. The top part is just going to be 8x. So, but the bottom part, you got to do a couple things. First, you want to take a GCF out if you can. Always take a GCF out if you can, and then factor. So we're going to do a GCF first. They see them both. I can take out a 4 from both, and I can take out an x. So I'm going to take out a 4x, and that leaves me with just x minus 9, it looks like. From here, there's nothing else that I can do. There's no more quadratic anymore. All I can do now is cancel any common factors. So the x's will cancel, they're common, and then the 8 over 4 can be simplified. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Since the 8 is bigger on top, the 2 is going to go on top, leaving me with just x minus 9 on the bottom. Now, a question always comes up, do you need the parentheses? No, since there's nothing being multiplied or anything to it, you actually technically don't need the parentheses. But it does, I wouldn't count you wrong if you did put them. Okay, so that's the first section there on just simplifying. The next section here is using multiplication or division. Remember that in multiplication, always try to cancel things out before you start. It might make the problem a little bit easier. For example, 12 over 6. I can take 12 over 6, and since 12 divided by 6 is 2, I can just cancel out this, and just replace it with a 2. The A's can also be simplified. Since the A's are bigger on the bottom, I would subtract this one to the bottom. So 3 minus 2 is 1, so this actually would go away, and this would become a 1. And now, at any point in time, you can simplify what you have. if it gets a little too messy. So on the top I just have 2 times 30, which is 60. And on the bottom I have 4 times a, which is 4a. From there, I can simplify this further because of the 60 and 4. 60 divided by 4. Okay, 60 divided by 4 is going to be 15, and that number is going to go on the top. So I'll have 15 and then over a. Okay, so that's multiplication. The division ones are sometimes a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to go ahead and do number 8. If you know how to do number 8, you should be able to do number 7. Number 8 is probably the most difficult one on the review, and even then it's really not that bad. So what I'm going to do is, because it's division, remember with division we can change it to multiplication. I'm going to change this to multiplication, and then we'll flip around our fraction so that now 4x plus 8 is on top, and then x squared minus 36. To not get confused, I'm going to cross this out now. I don't want anything else, anything extra trying, confusing me here, so I'm going to cross that out. So now you do what we did in the simplifying part and just take each part separately. Take each part of the fraction separately. We're going to factor this, then we'll factor this, then we'll put this one's a GCF, and then we'll factor this, and then we'll see what we can do from there. So the top left here, we need a number that will multiply to be negative 24 and add to be negative 2. So you should be able to get that that is negative 6 and 4. So I have x minus 6 and x plus 4. On the bottom, what multiplies to be 4 and adds to be 4 as well is only 2 and 2. So you got x plus 2 and x plus 2. On the top right over here, there is no ABC because it's not a quadratic. So we can do GCF. We can take out a 4, that's common, and that leaves us with x plus 2. On the bottom, it is a quadratic. Okay, there is no GCF, so we're going to do ABC. Now we do have the C here, but there is no B, meaning that B is 0. So the number would need to multiply to be 36, negative 36, and add to be 0. The only numbers that do that are x plus 6 and x minus 6. So now we get the easy part here, and it's cleaning this up. So I see that the x minus 6 and the x minus 6 would cancel. An x plus 2 and an x plus 2 would cancel. And that looks like that's it. So what you have here on the top, is just the 4 and then x plus 4. And then on the bottom you have x plus 2 and x plus 6. And that is it. Okay, like I said, if you can do that problem right there with no issues, then you should be fine with number 7. So number 7 is the same thing, change to multiplication, but flip it around. Okay. The bottom half here is addition and subtraction. So these are the easier of the bunch. You basically just add your numerator, and then the denominators are going to stay the same. So we're going to do number 11. So you'll see that number 11 here. We know that the denominator is going to stay the same. The numerators, you have x minus 3. So x minus 3. Now from here, remember, never assume that you're done. Okay? Always think that you can simplify, and you can. You can factor this bottom part here. I can factor this. Okay, I need a number that multiplies to be negative 9. Since the b is gone, there's no b here, it's 0. So multiplies to be negative 9 adds to be 0. Okay, that's going to be x plus 3 and x minus 3. Now what's nice about that is it allows us to cancel the x minus 3 on top with the x minus 3 at the bottom. Now you can't have an empty top, right? So we put a 1 up there, and then you have the x plus 3 on the bottom. Okay, it's number 11. Trying to think if there's anything else. In number 9, you notice that when you add, you're adding your numerator, right? So you can combine like terms, but 4x minus 4x is 0x, which means there is no x, which means the 4x and minus 4x actually cancel out. And then 7 plus 7 gives you 14 over negative 2x. You can simplify that. 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. So you have negative 7 over x. I know that there's going to be a group of people that are going to want me to do number 7. So I'm going to show you how to do number 7, and then we will be done. Again, change this to multiplication. Flip this around so that I have x minus 4 over 49x to the 6th. Get this out of the way. I don't want that confusing me. So cross it out. Okay. So now we're going to take care of a few things. I can't simplify the 7x, but on the bottom here, I can't do anything with this, but I can do something here. So I can take out an x, which gives me x minus 4. What's nice about that is it actually cancels with the x minus 4 on the other side. So I have x minus 4 and x minus 4. Okay. We can clean this up. You know, all that's left on top is a 7x. And on the bottom, I have x. This x here is going to be multiplied. So remember, when you multiply x variables, you add exponents. This is 49x to the 7th. And so now it becomes much easier to clean up. So you have 7 over 49 that can be reduced. Okay. Remember, you divide from the bigger number, so 49 divided by 7. Since the bigger number is on the bottom, that's where it's going to go. So 49 divided by 7 means it's 7, so that goes in the bottom. So on my fraction line here, I'll have 7 on the bottom. Now with the variables, with division, when you divide variables, you subtract to the bigger side. So since the x to the 7th is bigger, I'm going to subtract the 7 from the 1. So 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay, and then since there's no top anymore, I put a 1. And that's it. I'm going to just post the answers here to the rest of the questions, so pay attention to the rest of the video. I'm not going to go through and explain how to do every single problem, but you will see the other problems that I did not do and their answers. So go ahead and keep listening if you want the answers to 4, 6, 10, and 12. I'm just going to show, 1, 4, 6, and 12. I'm just going to put the answer there, and just so you can check it. Okay. Okay, there's the answer to number 1. Pause the video if you want to check the work. Otherwise, keep going. Here's number 4. Negative 2 over 8 reduced to negative 1/4. Technically, you don't need the 1 on the top, but I put it there just so you see that I got it reduced to negative 1/4. Here's number 6. You can see that I factor the top left, y plus 4, y minus 4. The 3/9 the 9 was bigger on the bottom, so 9 divided by 3 was 3, and so the 3 went on the bottom. The y's also could be reduced, y to the fourth over y, so I subtracted it to the top, making it y to the third, and that's how you have what you have. There's number 10. Pretty basic there, pretty simple. And lastly, here's number 12, pretty basic. 2x minus x is x, 12 minus 3 is 9 over x plus 7. Nothing can be simplified, so therefore that is your answer. Hope this helps, and good luck on the quiz today.